That's theatre and education for you. Hello. So I've just arrived in the Netherlands and I'm going to be here for a whole month, and I'm staying in a water park that I forgot the name of, which is not far from Harderwijk, I think is how I pronounce it, but I'm not too sure. I will get back to you. And I'm just kind of getting my bearings, and I just thought I'll blog my time while I'm here because I want to do some more YouTube stuff. This is the apartment that I'm staying at. There's a sauna, which is cool. How do I turn this on? Oh, there we go. There's quite a spacious bathroom, which is nice. There'll be two of us in this same accommodation that we're staying in. A little toilet, and then there's a bedroom, and then this is the room I'll be staying in. I haven't met the guy that I'm working with, so basically I'm working with one guy for rehearsals this week, and then there's two sort of tours that go out, and it's with two girls that are already on tour, and me and this other guy are replacing the two guys that are already on tour because they're doing something different. So hopefully we get on and all is well. I think that makes or breaks like a t.i.e. tour. So this is like theatre and education, where you go around like small schools and small theatres and you do sort of like educational based shows, which is loads of fun. It's like a niche thing, and I don't think I could do it for like ever, but it's nice when you're in between sort of acting stuff. It's a nice thing to do. So I think that makes or breaks it if you get on with the person, or you don't. And I think there's a lot of things about theatre and education that aren't really like spoke about, like a lot. There's so many funny stories that I have from sort of so many times that I've done it before back in the UK. This is the first abroad one that I've done, so I just thought it'd be a really good chance to sort of like vlog the actual experiences of what it's like for maybe any actors that are thinking of doing this, and what is theatre and education, and what does it do. So in a nutshell, basically theatre and education is you go around in maybe groups of 3, 4, or in this case 2, and you go to schools to do either a show on road safety or a show on English speaking. If that's what kind of this one is, it's to encourage English language, but through drama, which is really exciting. And there is something really nice about theatre in education in the sense that, you know, you leave and you're like, maybe like I've like reached out to someone today and actually something important, because the topics are really important usually. And I think drama is really, I never had drama in my own school, even though even that's what I do for a living now. So I never really had sort of that experience of it. So I think it's so important because apart from just acting, you know, drama is so important for life, like to understand why other people do things and to have communication skills and confidence skills and you know, relationship skills and people skills and understanding. I think it's so important. So if you're thinking of doing it, I think, so most tours I've done have only been about 2-3 weeks. And it's really nice because it's not like a big commitment that you have to block out 6 months. And I think the thing that always comes in my head is, what if I'm going to do something, a theatre and education thing, and it's the chance when I'm going to have my big break. That big moment is going to happen on my tour. So when it's like a small tour, it's not so much of a thing. And the great thing about today's world is you've got self-tapes as well. So you can just do a self-tape and just do that from here. So I've already told my agent and told like other people, like if that's what I wanted to do, I could do that from here, which really makes it like a lot easier, which is lovely. So yeah, hopefully just sort of on this journey, I'm going to try and like think of like little things that come to mind where I'm like, okay, that's like good for you to know. Like if you're thinking of doing a theatre and education thing, especially maybe one abroad, because I've never done one abroad, so hopefully I might learn some things along the way. I think the funniest thing was just arriving and just going like, have I just been like conned into buying like a plane ticket and just arriving? Because you get your expenses paid for. Well, you should do. So please only say yes to a company that is going to pay for your travel if it's abroad or if it's far. But not until I got here. And I was like, imagine if I've just been like conned by an enemy, and I arrive in the Netherlands and they're like, hi. But yeah, by the way, this is just a joke because I'm in some random place in the middle of nowhere. So yeah, but I've met the director and I've met some other actors on tour and I've seen the tour van. There's always a van, by the way, as well. So it's best if you're a driver. Most of the time you've got to be a driver. I did one tour where I did all the driving and there was 3 of us because they the 2 weren't drivers. Never again. Never again. It was too much work and I got paid like £20 extra a week, but it was for like probably 20 extra hours a week. So I was getting like £2 a drive. Like, yes, not worth it. Make sure everyone on the tour is a driver. That's a question to ask. Yeah, so right now I'm just waiting. I arrive. We've got rehearsals from Tuesday, which is tomorrow. This is Monday, to Saturday. I've got 1 day on the Sunday, and then we're going to shadow on the Monday, which I've not done before. Normally you just like dropped in the deep end, but we're shadowing for a week, which I quite like. So just to sort of get a hang of the show and sort of what things are like. And just one more thing I think I just want to say before maybe I move on for this bit of it is if you're going to do a theatre and education tour as an actor, really weigh up your pros and cons firstly, because, you know, like it's great to do and it's a fun experience. You're going to meet loads of people, but are they paying you properly? Because that's the real reason, you know, as much as enjoyable it is, you should be paid properly because it's hard work. And I think you should be getting a minimum of £90 to £100 a day for it because you're away from home. You know, I did some really low pay ones when I was first starting out, and I kind of, like, as much as it was a great experience, the actors, all of them sort of kind of like bitter about it by the end as well, because like we're giving all this energy and it's so high energy on all of this work and everything for less than minimum wage in some cases. I just don't think that's fair. So really work it out. Like, how many hours are you going to be doing? I once did one where it was 7-day rehearsals and we got paid, I don't want to, like, I'm not going to say any company names, but it was less than £50 a day. And we were doing like 12-hour days. Oh, not good. So I think you can go naive, like, oh, I've got an acting job, it's so exciting. But there's, you know, you're away from home and you're going to be unavailable for things unless, you know, a big break comes up and you're like, bye. You know, you're not available for other acting stuff that comes up, and, you know, it's going to eat a lot of your time as well. So just really make sure you're being valued, is what I want to say, just before I move on. I was kind of worried about flying, and I was a bit like, what's going to sort of, because it's been so long, and I've been double vaccinated, but there was a form that I had to fill out, and I had to do a lateral flow test within 24 hours, and then I also saw that the Netherlands went into, like, this lockdown. Even though it's not kind of like a full lockdown, it's like only certain shops have closed at certain times and stuff like that. So it's not as intense as I thought. But flying was fine. I didn't even get asked for my lateral flow test. I mean, I did do it and it was negative, and it was a little bit of a money-making scheme. I feel like, what was the difference between me doing my NHS one and that? However, you know, we're keeping people safe. But clearly not, because no one even asked me. I just got let straight in. I must have, you know, kind face. I also got my ear pierced the day before I came, so I want to keep it clean because I've never had a piercing before, and I've always wanted like a gold hoop because I feel like I'll just look really cool with a gold hoop. And I've been saying it for ages, and all my friends have been like, John, you need to just do this. And I've been like, yeah, but like I like to go swimming, and yeah, like blah blah blah. I think it's the commitment of it. Like, it's a big commitment for like a few weeks. So I've got it. I've got this for now. I've got my little stud, and I thought it's perfect because I'm here for a month. It'll be like nearly healed by the time it's over, and I can swap it for the gold hoop that I want, and the healing process will be over. So we've just had our first day of rehearsals, and it's gone good. We only worked from like 10 till just after 4, and we had an hour break, so that was really nice. We basically had to be off book before we came to rehearsals. Off book means that you've got to know all your lines, so it's kind of gone a little bit faster because of that. We're kind of just sort of fitting in, because I think with some t.i.e. tours, you're kind of like matching what the previous tour has done and the previous tour before that, and this particular show is 20 years old, so sadly the room for sort of creative interpretation isn't fully there, but you know, it gets the gags, it gets the reaction clearly from the audiences for it to go on for so long. So yeah, it went well. I enjoyed it. Just getting ready for an early night. It's nearly 11. We don't have to be there till 10 tomorrow again, and it's literally just downstairs in the same apartment, but I just thought, get an early night, be fresh for the week, because I know that them early mornings are coming, so I'm prepared. It's me again from my bed. I promise I'm going to be in other locations, but we went to see the show tonight. We had a long day, so we started rehearsing at 10. We had like a break at 3 till 5 to eat, and then we went to see a show 100 kind of meters away, an evening show. It was amazing. They were so great. The facilitators and the actors were brilliant. A bit intimidating because I feel not prepared at all to be doing that in just 4 or 5 days. But we move, and it's going to be fine. This is our morning view, which in fairness is a lovely, lovely, lovely view. It looks so much nicer when it's not misty. Apparently in the Netherlands it gets misty because there's a lot of water, apparently. Day 3. Oh my god, I've got chocolate on my face. So day 3 today, so it's Thursday, but it actually feels like I've been here for a while already. I don't know if it's because I'm like in another country. I guess it normally does feel like that with the tour. It's so funny, you just meet somebody randomly. Like I've met my castmate for rehearsals this week. We're living together for this week. We're like working together. We're watching stuff together. And then he's gonna go on his tour, I'm gonna go on my tour. But we're not going to see each other again. I feel like that's the way with just tour life, isn't it? You just meet someone randomly and then you're like best friends for a while and then you just never see them again. Or you do stay in contact, which would be great. But yes, it's going well. A bit overwhelmed. I think this, for theatre and education, this has been the most hard work show that I've ever had to do because it's more interactive. Basically, I have to learn all of my lines and all of the kids' lines, because before the show, for an hour, I teach them basically the whole play and what lines to say. So it's a lot, and it's quite intimidating seeing the actors already out there because they're doing an incredible job. But it's going well. It's going well. Yes. Day 1, 2, 3. Day 4 tomorrow is going to be our last run through, and we're going to really work out the sort of facilitator stuff. And then day 5, which is going to be Saturday, is going to be our dress run. And then Sunday's the last day. Monday's my shadow week. What a week. So rehearsal week is done. DONE, and what a week. I mean, I feel like this has been a weird tour for me to say this is a conventional week for a t.i.e. rehearsal week, because it's not. My lovely sort of roommate and other new actor who's been in my rehearsals all week has just left. He's going on a tour down south to Shadow for a week, and the south of the Netherlands, and I'm going downstairs to shadow the group that are currently on tour, sort of where we are in Harderwijk. I've learned how to say it, Harderwijk, in sort of the middle and the north of the Netherlands. So I'm here now tonight by myself. It feels a bit weird, you know, like I've got my first day off tomorrow after the week. We had our dress run today, and Tom's just left. So like it's so weird, isn't it? So here's what happens. You come on tour with someone and you don't know them at all. You don't know anything about them, and then you just suddenly like bond and become friends, which is nice. I think it's been nice that I think if I was doing this completely by myself, it would have been quite overwhelming, because this has been the hardest rehearsal week I've had, just because it's 2 shows. We've had 5 days, really 3 days, because 2 of the days we went to see shows. 2 long shows to go through a lot of information. So yeah, it's been a lot. But I think having Tom there has been really nice, and we've just like been able to sort of talk about the day afterwards and been so laid back. And yeah, it feels a bit weird without him, and it's weird sort of, you have that feeling, don't you, where you just meet a stranger and then on tour, and then I'll probably meet my other co-partner next week, and then, you know, literally live, eat, sleep, work, well, not sleep, we have our own rooms, but work, you know, in each other's pockets for 24/7 for 3 weeks, and then, you know, you probably don't see them again, which is a bit weird. But yes, end of first week of rehearsals. I'm very much looking forward to a day off tomorrow. I feel a bit more confident today. The dress run went really well, even though it was our first time with costumes and props, but that's theatre and education for you. It's all just thrown together at the last minute. But you've just got to kind of go with it and roll with it. You know, you don't have the luxury of, you know, having a 3-week rehearsal period and really exploring the text and the characters and all of this. It's just more of a go, know what you're doing, know where you are, and go for it and have fun and try and bring as much energy. A note of mine today was, you have a lot of energy. You need to too much contain it. But I think because it's theatre and education, I'm automatically like, I need to be huge. So I've just been trying to contain that a little bit more. But yeah, week 1's done. I hope you've sort of enjoyed this video, in a sense, if you're thinking of doing a theatre and education tour. I'll continue to vlog my time here, and I might sort of do a bit more stuff about sort of acting and stuff, because I've never really vlogged about that before. So if you want to see some more stuff about sort of different acting-y things, I've been acting for 10 years now, sort of a jobbing actor. I've had some... I don't know if I've got any necessarily tips. Maybe you've got some tips for me on sort of how to get work. Please send them my way. Yeah, thanks for watching, and part 2, week 2, Shadow Week, will be the next one. Have a great day.